उपदेश सहस्री 18118 से अवगत्या ही संव्याप्त तत्त्वयो विषयाकृति जायते सो यदाकार सो बाह्यो विषयो मत pervaded by consciousness, mental modifications in the form of objects come into existence. External objects impart their form to these modifications. In waking state also, mind assumes sense-related modification born out of the external world. Since there is an external object to induce that modification, we connect them with the mind. It should be said that mind is seeing the objects and I am seeing the mind. I here refers to witness. I, the witness, am seeing the mind alone. I am not seeing the objects at all. Due to not seeing the object directly, we see a snake in the place of rope because the mind has a snake-like modification that we see depends upon what happens in the mind. We experience only the internal modification. Hence, we should say that mind is our object, but instead of that, we join the mind and say particular object is there. Our present waking state is in fact just a dream that is occurring in our long sleep of self-forgetfulness or the lack of clarity of the true self-knowledge. So long as we feel ourselves to be this mind, we lack clear knowledge of our real self. Verse 119 says, Karme ipsi tatmatvat so tavan karye nyujte akaro yat chapye karnam tadhi uchte. That person who has desired for external object is enjoined in action. The external object over which the intellectual modification is formed is called karma, or the object, and the mental modification in which the forms of external object are present are called instrument of knowledge, karnam. Here Sankara talks about triputi of karta, karma and karan, that is, doer, object of action and the instrument of action. Karma means object that is desired by a person. Tadvan karya niyujite. Tadvan means desired object. He has got desire on those objects. In waking state also, our self is the witness, even though it is not as clear as in dream state. The external world enters the mind through sense organs, and corresponding to the external world, images of objects are formed in the mind. I am primarily experiencing the mind alone as a witness. In every transaction, there are three things involved, namely the doer, object of action, and instrument of knowledge. Witness is different from all these three. Intellectual modification does not have any formal shape. That is why dream objects do not have any formal shape of its own, like water. Acharya Shankara said in Upadesa Sahasri 13.6, Yathu Syan Mansi Vritti, Sasuska Ruparanjana, Nityamev Atmanodrisya, Nityadistesya. While observing an object, the intellect gets transformed to the form of that object. This transformation is called mental modification. This mental modification, which is produced through the instrumentality of I and is of the form of the object of vision, is always witnessed by the eternal consciousness, that is the self. In 14.3.4 he says, Musasiktam tathamram tannibham jayate tatha rupadin vyaptuvachittam tannibham disite dhruvam. As molten copper poured into a mold assumes that form, likewise mind pervading forms assumes those forms. व्यंजको व यथालोको व्यंग्यस्या कार्ताम्या प्रवट व्यंगत्वात् धीर अर्थाकारा प्रदिशते. Just like light, the revealer assumes the form of objects revealed by it, so the intellect looks like the object it reveals. Thus, intellect in the form of object evolves as karnam, the instrument of knowledge in dream state. This object-like intellectual modification is called object, but in waking state, this object-like intellectual modification is karnam, the instrument of knowledge. External object is karma in dream and karnam in waking. The external object over which intellectual modification is formed is called karma, the object. Karma ipsi tatmatva sa. Sa means external object. Ipsi tamam means that which is most desired by the karta. Tadvan karya niyujte. That person who has desired for external object is enjoined in action.